Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David. And today we're going to continue learning in the Sefer Sfat and Lachem on the Sefira. And today is Hayom Shish also Yom Shehem Shnei Shavuos Shnei Yomim LaOmer. It's the 16th day, 2 weeks and 2 days. And today is the Midah of Gvura Shebechesed, Shebetveres. Okay. Gvura we know is Yitzchak Avinu. Tveres we know is Yaakov Avinu. Right? And let's see what he says today. Yispainin Adam B'datei B'maiseh Gvura V'apachad. Take a look. Think. Actually, he's bone. Think about the Maiseh Gvura V'apachad Shepoel Hashem Yisbarach. All the things that Hashem does in the world, sometimes that are Maiseh Gvura, right? Sometimes it's a tsunami, right? There are hurricanes, there are things that happen in the world that are Maiseh Gvura, right? And with us, in our lives, different things that happen. Hashem does that all, so we should come to praise Him. Because we have problems sometimes, but all the rest of the time, everything's so good. We recognize that. Come to praise Hashem. What happened to us when we came to the sea, and Hashem split the sea for us, right? Hashem split the sea. V'tova boy esa Mitzrayim, and He drowned the Mitzrayim. The Mitzrayim all drowned. Umiyad, instantly, Pisuma Yisrael es Tferes Habayri Yisbarach B'amrim Lafan of Shira. What did we do right away? We sang a song. The Maiseh Gvura brought us to sing a song. Right? Hashem drowned the Mitzrayim, and right away we started to sing. Is that amazing? You ever realize that? Right? The Yam Suf split, and then we sang the greatest song, Az Yosher Moshe. But it came about only because of the Maiseh Gvura that Hashem did. You understand? Mm-hmm. Okay. And now he says by Chizkiah Melech, Loi Zacha Liyos Melech HaMashiach. Chizkiah was the king, right? And he went to fight against Sancheriv, right? And he had a tremendous victory. But he never praised Hashem for it. Mm. He had a great victory. He was a big mammon in Hashem. And he was supposed to... What had a great victory? Chizkiah. Chizkiah? Yeah. He had a big victory over Sancheriv. And, but he didn't sing song. He didn't sing to Hashem. Had he have sung to Hashem and gave Hashem praise, he would have been the Melech HaMashiach. He would have been the Messiah.
Oh, really?
He would have been the Messiah. Chazal say that. Yeah. Kishura es Gvurosai. Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'Sancheriv. Uvazeh Yovai Lefoyer L'Habayri Yisbarach. Al Maiseh Gvurosai B'chlal. The same way when Hashem drowned the Mitzrayim in the Yam Suf, we started to sing. Here he had a big victory that Hashem did for him, but he didn't sing. You see, that's a problem. Shamar Chazal, Adhechen Tachlis Yisurin. Kigoin Shaish Yodei Lekis. Look what now he says, something amazing. Gemara in Erechim. A person puts his hand in his pocket. Put your hand in your pocket. Litol Shalish V'olam Yodei Shtayim. So you want to take out a certain coin, and you took out a different coin. Right? You had one coin, you want a different coin. Uvira Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, the Baal Shem Tov taught, Shezehu Tavka B'Noisin Leiv, Lashkochas HaYizborach, Shebarachim of Arabim Olav. That should bring us the great praise to Hashem, that He shows us that something didn't go our way. something so subtle, something so simple, right? In other words, we put our hand in our pocket and you got the wrong coin. So that's not a big problem, right? It's not a big problem. But the Baal Shem Tov says, stop for a moment and think, Hashem, how come I didn't get the right coin? We don't normally think that way, right? You got this coin, you got that coin, this one, doesn't matter. But the Baal Shem Tov said, you wanted to get this coin, but you didn't get this coin. You got the other coin. That means it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. Here's a newsflash. Things are supposed to go the way we want it to go. If it didn't go the way I wanted it to go, I have to wake up and do tshuva. Recognize Hashem did something. Shalach le'yisurim.
What are we doing tshuva on?
We did something wrong. You have to check. The Gemara says you're supposed to check your actions. Go check your actions. But you said, why am I supposed to do tshuva? And that's the whole point. Stop and think. What did I do? Maybe I did something wrong.
Oh.
Maybe I did something wrong.
Like you stubbed your toe.
You stubbed your toe or whatever the case is. Stop. Think. Hashem, why did this happen? I must have done something wrong. What did I do wrong? Hashem, I want to say I'm sorry for what I did wrong. You understand?
Not exactly. I mean, I do that with my keys every day.
I'm
not every day, but I have a house key and a car key. And it seems like I take out the opposite one many times. If I need the house key, I pull out the car key.
Okay, so that's the perfect example.
Yeah.
The same thing. You wanted one thing, you got the other one. So think back now, Hashem, what did I do wrong? What did I do not pleasing to you that caused me to get the wrong key? Again, if we pay attention to these simple things, we don't have to get the bigger problems.
So
right?
Thank God for the small things that go right, and ask Him to tshuva on the
things that don't go wrong. Yeah. So you don't have to get big. So you don't have to get big things to go wrong, and then you turn to Hashem.
Right.
Realize Hashem is talking to you, even with this little thing, the subtle thing.
I can't relate that with the key, but when I stubbed my toe, I said, thank you, Hashem, that whatever I did wrong, I only hurt my toe.
Okay,
but because you didn't pay attention to the key.
Yeah.
If you paid attention to the key, so then you wouldn't have to stub your toe, right? That hurts, right?
It can.
Huh?
Yes.
Do you realize right away, or do you try to put the car key into the house lock?
No, I realize right away.
That's another bracha right there.
Actually, I'm in the elevator. I'm trying to pull out the right key even before I get to the car.
Okay. Okay, so Zeo Davka b'nois and leiv. That's only if you pay attention. You have to pay attention to all these subtle things that happen. Lashkachas habayri yisbarach shebarachim avarabim olav. Hashem has tremendous rachmanis on us, tremendous compassion on us. And He shows us these little things, these subtle things. It's amazing.
It's really interesting because if we pay attention to these subtle things, it's like another level of connection to Hashem, where you're being aware of Hashem.
Yes.
And I intended to do this, but that didn't happen.
Hashem, why didn't it happen? Or maybe I didn't make my bracha correctly. Maybe I whatever. You think about different things. Think about your life. Think about what's going on.
so He's talking to us, and if we don't pay attention to the small things, He has to talk louder.
He speaks louder, yeah.
And then we stub our toe, and then we break our arm, and then we get a disease.
Hit by a car or whatever. Yeah.
Right, he has to shout louder and louder and louder.
Right, and then it gets so bad that you get an October 7th.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't hear.
Yeah. We obviously weren't listening.
We weren't listening. We were not listening. No. But that's the point. We have to pay attention so the big things don't have to happen.
Yeah.
But to realize how Hashem really loves us, and He's doing this to help us. He's doing it to help us. Hashem never does anything to be cruel to us. He does things only to help us.
So it works the opposite way too. You start thanking him for the small things,
Yeah.
he gives you bigger things to thank him for.
Mhm.
And bigger things, and bigger things. And
Same
you know
thing.
what? Life's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, life's,
It is amazing.
it is amazing anyway, but you're in the gravy.
Okay, Shalach le'isurim elu la'oirei. Hashem sends us the Yisurim to wake us up. He wants to wake us up. Okay, so we can have a kapara for our sin. Shezel adam davka da'iloi b'yisurim kalim elu. To certain people, it's enough to get these little problems, and then they got it. And they go right back on the right track. It lines up, they go back on the right track.
That's what they say, like, if something happens, they say, the kapara.
That kapara, yeah. It's Sfardim say that a lot, right? You know what he said, right?
What's a kapara?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Yeah. Sacrifice.
No, a kapara for forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness. I did this forgave, this bad thing happened.
Yeah.
It brought forgiveness for my sin.
Right.
Nims, what?
It's like a korban.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it's like you're...
Yeah, but a carbon something that you do. Here's if you do this, then it becomes like a carbon. If otherwise, it becomes wasted.
Right.
Right? And there's the question is, do you take advantage of it? That's the lesson. Take advantage of all things that happen. Small things,
Pay
bigger
attention
things.
to
Pay
everything.
attention. Yes, yes, yes. Nimsam hashlam u'maseh es midas hatferes ayidei midas hagvura. So you can fulfill the midah of tferes to praise Hashem. Hashem, wow, you were so kind to me. You sent me the wrong coin, the wrong key. I got the wrong whatever. I wanted a fork and I pulled out a knife. I wanted a knife, I pulled out a spoon. Silly things, right? It didn't go the way I wanted it to go. So that's a ma'aseh gevura. That itself is an act of judgment.
Wow.
It's an act of judgment, but the question is, do we pay attention to it? If we do, then we can praise Hashem and say, Hashem, wow, you were so kind that you did this to me. You're so kind that this was my problem.
See, it's funny because every morning when I start the car, I said, thank you, Hashem, for starting my car. It's
That's
another-
wonderful. Yeah. Right, the car started, right?
Yeah. It's a gift.
Yeah. It's amazing, yeah. The battery was good, everything worked, everything. The fuel line was okay, right? All these things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuel pump and all the things in the car.
Starter, the whole thing.
Everything, right? So that's a way you can come to praise Hashem through a ma'aseh gevura, okay? Through an act of judgment, of judgment, you can come to praise Hashem if you wake up. So that's the idea for today is gevura shebetferes, the act of gevura that happens to you, praise Hashem for. You understand?
And apologize. Like,
And
Hashem,
I'm sorry.
I got the wrong key. I'm
Exactly.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry for what I did,
What
and
I
that's
did,
why I
that-
got the wrong
Yeah,
key.
yeah.
All right? And today the Kenyan Torah is B'miyot Shena. Kenyan Torah, 48 ways to become Torah, is you limit your sleep. Limit your sleep. Miyot Shena. Limit your sleep. Now, we're doing that here at the Nate's Minyan, right? Getting it earlier and earlier, right? Baruch Hashem.
What does it say about limiting our sleep?
One of the ways you can acquire Torah is by limiting your sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, obviously, but, you know, we're influenced by those people who say, well, you got to get 8 hours of sleep, you got to get 7 hours, whatever it is.
Who said?
I'm getting like 4.5, 5 hours.
And how do you feel?
I'm fine.
So all those people that are saying you need 8 hours, they don't know what they're talking about, right?
Right.
There you go. Okay, Baruch Hashem. Okay, so let's look in. We'll go to Likutey Halachos now.
You got a cold out there?
Yeah, just yesterday, I don't know, I started to, yeah. Sorry.
So learning here in this environment just makes you become aware of the honest of Hashem in all the minute little details that we don't normally think about.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's what the Sefira is doing. That's why we're learning about the Sefira, right? To make us more aware. That's it, make us more aware. Okay, so now we're in Likutey Halachos. Hilchos Kriya Shema. Halacha Gimel. And I believe we're up to Yud, right? We're up to 10?
Yeah.
You're up to you.
We're up to
Oh,
10.
10, okay.
10. Yeah. All right, so again, we'll learn for the well-being of our Chayalim and the Chatufim, the soldiers and the captives. And so many of them are going into the Rafah today. They're all there, and Hashem should protect them all. They should be able to accomplish their mission. We shouldn't lose another soldier, Chas v'sholom. Wow. They're all such special people, every one of them. Every one of them. Okay, so we're learning about the Hilchos Kriya Shema. We learned a lot of beautiful things, and now we're going to, at the end of Halacha Gimel, Reb Nassan's going to tie in a lot of things that we learned before to close out this Halacha, okay? So let's go with the 10. All right, everyone have the place?
Yep.
Yeah? David, you don't have your book today?
Dave's got it.
He's got it.
Oh, you have your, oh, I did. It's on the, okay.
It was hidden like Hashem is sometimes.
Okay. So Yud. B'zeh shamar b'seinu zal v'lamdu shnei limudim mitevas Shema. This is what the rabbis teach us, that they learned out two lessons from the word Shema. The word Shema itself, 2 lessons. Kidarshu Shema, which is a lashon of, it's a command. Shema, listen. Shema says, listen. Hashemeya la'oznecha ma she'ata moitzi mipicha. Listen to what the words you're saying. Hear what you're saying. It's a command. Listen to what you're saying. We learned a lot about that, right? V'gam darshu Shema b'chol lashon she'ata shemeya. And you could say the Shema in any language that you understand. We learned about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Shemutar lo'omer kriya Shema b'chol shivim l'shonos. You're allowed to say Shema in any one of the 70 languages. Isn't that amazing? In any one of the 70 languages.
A plug for Breslov. The Siddur that I have,
Yeah.
it actually has a prayer in the morning in the book. I've never seen it in any other book. It says, may I hear every word, may I say every word, and may I hear what I'm saying. I mean, it's exactly what this is right here. It's like all integrated and we use the sources.
Yeah. But you can say the Shema in any language that you understand. That's a beautiful idea. Any language you understand. And we learned about that, right? Because we said that the 70 languages, they're really impure, right? The 70 languages are impure. They're not pure. They're impure. Lashon HaKodesh is pure, right? Hebrew is pure. Like Reb Shalom taught us that in Lashon HaKodesh, there are no bad words. There are no bad words. There are no 4-letter words. There are no bad words, no curse words. What they do is they'll take, in Ivrit, they take other words from other languages, from Arabic, from English, from Russian. They take different words and they incorporate it into it, and that's how you get that language. But when we're talking about Lashon HaKodesh, we're talking about the pure language. That's purely good, right? And then we learned the 70 languages are impure. And Targum, right, the Aramaic, that's 50-50. And we learned that, right? 50-50. But you can say the Shema in any one of the languages. Why? Because there's good, there's elikus, there's godliness in everything in the world. Godliness in everything. And because there's godliness in everything, there's good in everything. You can find the good in the language, and that's when you're proclaiming Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. You're saying that in whatever language that you're proclaiming Hashem is one. You're extracting the good out of that language, and that's why you're allowed to say it in any of the 70 languages. Okay, remember that we learned that, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, we're just reviewing. Right? Because they're really one. The idea of listening and understanding is really one thing. Right? He's going to explain now. Listening and understanding what you're saying is really one thing. One thing. Ki kriya shema b'peh. When you say kriya shema, you have to actually say the words. Because you have to be able to hear what you're saying. Hu kidei lefarsem elikusai ifnei kol darimata. Teach everyone in the world, the darimata, the lower people. Teach them all that Hashem is one. Teach them all Hashem is one. You understand? That's the point. But you can only explain that to them if you say the words. If you don't say the words, you can't explain it to them. And that's why you can say it in any language. Because, for example, if you're in America, right, or in England, right, so then the people may not understand Hebrew, but they'll understand that language. So say the Shema in the language that they understand so they can learn. You understand? Yeah. Whatever language that they are, wherever you are, you have to be able to say it so that they'll understand it. You're able to be Megala, to reveal godliness, that you can say the Shema in any language you want. Because Hashem fills the world with His covet, with His glory. Hashem's glory is everywhere in the world. You can find the elikus anywhere in the world. And that's why you can say it in any language. Because Hashem's glory, like we said, explained, is in every language. That's the good in the language. And by explaining and saying Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, in whatever language it is, you're pulling the good out of that language. The idea that everyone should be able to understand, because we said the whole point is to have Rahmanas on people, right? Because so long as people don't know about the Torah, they don't know about the mitzvahs. So we said that there are people, they're more like animals in the image of a person. But as they get to learn more about God, and they get to understand about Hashem in their life, in the world, so then they become more people. The whole point is to have people in the world. Right? We need more people, so we have to get the message out. Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. And that's why you can get the message out in any language you want. Bebechinas hakitzu v'ranenu sheikh ne'afar. When this idea that we learned so beautiful, hakitzu, get up those ones that are sleeping. V'ranenu, and sing a song, Rina. Sheichni for those that are dwelling in the dirt, that are in the physicality of the world. Let them get up. Let them get up. Shema, we said, is b'shach b'cha ufkumecha, right? You lie down, and you got to get up. So those people are the b'shach b'cha. Those are the ones that are lying down. They're lying in the earth, in the physicality of the world. Get them up. Let them sing too. Like we learned about the Ketoras, right? The 11 spices, right? The 11 spices of the incense, right? We want the 11th spice in there that makes the tent smell so much better. We want everyone there. We want more people. We want to bring them all in. We want to bring all the people in. Let more people understand about Hashem. So then they won't be dealing with all of the nonsense that they're dealing with. Right? Even like we said yesterday, the Reformed rabbi, remember I sent you guys the article, you read it? Mm-hmm. Isn't it fascinating? But the Reformed rabbi is perplexed. Why are my people, I'll send you the article, it's amazing. Why am I all my congregants and the graduates of our Reformed schools, why are they all out there protesting?
Against
They're for Hamas. How did we go wrong? So the rabbis getting together, all the Reformed rabbis, and their cantors and everyone. They're going to try to figure out where did we go wrong.
Could you say that about the Hebrews/Jews that did not leave Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that did, the people who did not leave Egypt.
Yeah. What about them?
There were some that left. Did we do something wrong that we didn't get these others to come with us?
No, the ones that were very comfortable in Egypt and they didn't want to leave. Right. So Hashem didn't want it to be that when the miracle happens and we're leaving, there'll be all of those Jews that would say, no, we'd rather stay here.
Doesn't that show we did something wrong?
Yeah, of course they did something wrong, naturally. But that wouldn't have been very nice, right? We're all leaving. The Egyptians want us to leave. I go, we're staying. We're staying. That wouldn't have been very nice, right? Wow. No one should ever give up on themselves. No one should give up on themselves. Everyone has to understand that you can always come back, no matter where you are. Why? Because Hashem is Malay Chalaretz Kevodo. No matter where you find yourself in the world, Hashem is there. So why should I ever give up? Why should I give up? I can always connect to Hashem. No matter where I am, I can connect to Hashem. And now. No matter where a person has fallen down, no matter where he's fallen to. That's the idea that they fell to the different languages of the Goyim. They started to talk, right? We went away, we fell away from Hashem, right? People fall away. And they go to the universities and all of the things, and they're not interested in necessarily. But then when they realize there's something more going on, there's something wrong, there's something wrong with this picture. I need to do something. It doesn't matter, they can come back. Those people that fall to all of the evil desires, many evil desires, right? The Rebbe always says there are three main ones, right? The main taiva is taivas mammon, right? The taiva for money, right? The lust of money, right? People fall for that. What that means is now don't mix it up, because if a person needs to earn a living, that's not lust for money, right? When someone has in their bank, they have enough money to support themselves for their whole life, and they need more money. That's a lust for money. You understand? You need more. Rabbi Kramer the other day was saying something very nice. He said he met with somebody, and he said that the guy said to him, I'm in business, and sometimes business is not so good, and it seems very difficult. It seems very, very difficult. Wouldn't it be nice if Hashem would just give me a couple of $1 million that I would have in reserve? I would have in reserve, and then when things go bad in business, I'll have money to float me during the time. So Rabbi Kramer said to him like this. He said, look, he says, what do you do when you have problems? What do you do when you have problems? I daven to Hashem.
Right, yeah.
Right. So he said, so if Hashem gave you all this money, that you would never have to turn to Hashem. Would that be good? Would that be good? Hashem sends us the problems of business, like we learned before in the Sefira, right? We're learning about the Gevura Shebetveres, right? He sends you the problem so you can turn to Him. He wants us to turn to Him. I'm sorry, I can't talk that well today.
You're doing fine.
It's amazing that you're pushing through.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm trying. You can still reveal Hashem. You can still reveal Hashem. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can still reveal Hashem. Even if the person's in the dirt, he's down in the dust, he's dirt, he can still come and get up. He can get up and praise Hashem. How many Jews today have come back to Hashem, right? Doesn't matter where they were. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You come back and you can just join the program. It's beautiful, right? It doesn't matter. And no one should ever give up on themselves. Oh yeah, I did this. Oh yeah, I'm in this. No, you can. Hashem is there also. Remind them that. No matter where you are, even if a Jew finds himself in that protest with the Hamas, Hashem is there too. Hashem is there. He's everywhere. Hashem is everywhere. Doesn't get much worse than that, right? You're obviously protesting for the enemy, right? But even there, you can find Hashem. Even in that situation, they can still find the Rabbeinu Shalom. So much so that would be so beautiful. If a person that was doing that comes back to Hashem, from that place, he can come back to Hashem. It makes such an impression in Shemayim. The guy was so low, and he's coming back to Hashem. Wow. They can't believe it. But how does that happen? You don't give up on yourself. No one should ever give up on themselves. It doesn't matter where you are, you can always come back to Hashem. Hashem wants us back until the last breath. How do we see that? When it comes to Shabbos, right? When it comes to Shabbos. If a person is not well, person's not well, he's about to die, right? The person's really not doing well. He's a goysis, right? He's about to die. And the doctor says he needs to do something, some kind of procedure or something for him. It'll help him. He'll live a few more minutes. He can live a few more minutes if we do this. You break the Shabbos. So the law is you break the Shabbos. You break the Shabbos in order for this guy to live another few minutes. Why is he only going to live a few minutes? Why should I break the Shabbos? No, because life is so precious. Life is so precious that even a few minutes in life is so precious. The law is you must break the Shabbos for the person. Because we never know. Right? There many times there were people that were ghosts, and then all of a sudden they did something and they came back. We don't know. That's not for us. We just have to do always what we do. But that shows you how precious life is, right? How precious life is. Even you break the Shabbos to save the guy for a few minutes. So how important is a few minutes? Right? Kol is b'shamayim v'or. It's the heaven and the earth. When the Darei Mala, the Darei Mata, b'kol, up and down. Right? We learned about that, right? And notice you have the upper echelon, the people, and you have the lower ones. The ones that the tzaddik teaches them and shows them that they don't really know so much. So they should come closer to Hashem, right? And then the lower ones, the tzaddikim go up and they tell them, Hashem is there with you. Don't worry about it. So the tzaddikim have to know how to deal with it. They have to know their customer, right? If their customer is a person that's a learned person, so the tzaddik has to show him, you think you know so much, I'll show you something else. Right? He'll dazzle him with something that he didn't know. So then the person will realize, wait a second, I have a lot more to learn. And the person will advance. And the person that fell down, the tzaddik tells him, don't worry, Hashem is there with you. He has to know how to deal with who he's dealing with. That's why we said you have to say the Kriya Shema, you say it with your mouth. You have to say the words. It's not good enough to think about the words. You have to actually say the words. Listen to the words that you're saying. Listen to your words that you're saying. And that's why you could say the Shema in every language. Rav Nassim really wants us to understand this concept. He wants us to understand this concept that Shema can be said in any language. Even though I taught you that the Chazal say that the 70 languages are bad, it doesn't matter. There's some good in them. There's Elikus in them. That means wherever you are, you can come back to Hashem. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu is filling the world with His glory. And there's nothing void from Hashem. Nothing. There's nothing voided in the world. Nothing can exist in the world if it doesn't have the spark of holiness. If it doesn't have the spark of godliness in it, it can't exist. Nothing can exist in the world. It ceases to exist. Baruch Hashem li'olam amen v'amen. We finished now Halacha Gimel, right? We learned so many beautiful things. But the most important thing to take from this is that we can all teach people. We can always help people, right? We can always help somebody. And it's upon us to help people, no matter who they are, no matter what we think we know or we don't know, right? You always have a friend, you have a client, you have a family member, right? That you can talk to and teach them about Hashem. Teach somebody about Hashem, right? It's upon us. That's the real Rahmanis that we have. When we can help somebody else to discover Hashem in their life, that's the true Rahmanis. That's what the Rebbe says in lesson 7 in the second, in Tinyana. That's the main thing, is the Rahmanis is when you help a person away from sin. Right? We think the greatest Rahmanis is you give someone food and you give the person clothing and do that. That's good. Yes, that's good. But the real Rahmanis is teach the person not to sin. Teach the person to come closer to Hashem. That's the greatest mercy that you can have on a person. You understand? And we can all do that. And that's why the Shema has to be said. Because we have to affect everyone around us. And when we say those words of Shema, whether people are hearing it or not, but we're saying it in the language we can, we are causing something to happen in the world. We're causing good things to happen when we say the Shema. It's amazing. Really, this is such a beautiful lesson to understand that the Shema is so important. We all know that the Shema is important, right? We all believe that, right? Does anyone have any questions on this idea of Shema, of listening, saying, speaking the words, understanding that you can help people by teaching them to become more people, rather than acting more like animals, right? Because when you don't have the Torah, people wind up acting like animals. They do things more the animalistic instinct rather than thinking, because they don't have anything to think about good. They don't have Torah. When they have Hashem and they understand that every thought that comes in my mind is from Hashem. Come closer to Hashem. That's what it's all about. Okay? Right? Okay. What?
This is a story I saw online yesterday.
Please, tell the story.
This guy, he went to the Nova Festival. Him and a bunch of friends,
Okay.
7, 8 friends. He was the only one to survive of the 7 or 8 friends. So he tells the story. What his job was, he delivers bread.
Okay, it's a blended.
Supermarket.
Okay.
And then he has to take off the old bread, and he's supposed to throw it out. So instead of throwing it out, he found some rabbi in Bnei Brak he used to bring the bread to all the time. And the rabbi would give it to the yeshiva, give it to people who needed bread.
Wow.
And the rabbi said that he went back to the rabbi after he was the only one survived among 10 friends. He says that mitzvah of bread saved your life.
Wow. You hear that story? That's amazing. That is amazing. Okay, so I'm going to stop over here today because I can't really go much further. Okay, but we finished halacha. Gimel, and we'll be up to halacha Dalet. Okay.
Beautiful.
All right, everyone have a wonderful day. The Cyrus Taivas.
And the first line.